Brothers and sisters, we would like to share with you a recipe of traditional Doukhobor pies. This is how the Doukhobor pies have been made for 100 years in the Caucasus regions. The recipe remains unchanged through the years. For this plain and simple dish, you will need some cheap ingredients that you can find in any shop. These are flour, wheat flour, some sour milk, which can be homemade, baking powder, some salt, and the stuffing will be plain mashed potatoes. Now we are going to make the main ingredient for the dough for our Doukhobor pies, which is sour milk. In Russian it is простокваша. If you haven't got any Russian local shop nearby, it's very easy to make it home all by yourself. For простокваша or sour milk, you'll need 1 liter of plain milk, some sour cream, and a piece of rye bread. First, pour the milk into the bowl and put it onto the oven. And on the slow fire, bring it to boiling. Now the milk is boiling. Switch off the fire and put the milk somewhere to cool down until it's lukewarm. Now, when the milk is cool, it's almost lukewarm, we should add some sour cream into it. But it can be hard to store sour cream in the milk. That's why we should take a mug, a spoon, and first pour some spoons of milk into the mug, like 4 or 5 or 6. And for 1 liter of milk, we take approximately 2 or 3, as you wish, tablespoons of sour cream. It shouldn't be very fat, because if it is fat, it will be very hard to store it. So we put it into the milk and stir until it's a whole mass without any pieces. Stir it really well. And then, just like this, you see it doesn't have any pieces in it. Then stir it well into our bowl with milk. Like this. Then you should add 1 piece of bread, rye bread, like this, right into our milk. Dip it into the milk. Put the lid onto the bowl and keep it in some warm place until it becomes soft and a little more stir, not liquid. And while you prepare sour milk, you can as well make the stuffing for the pies. The usual stuffing is mashed potatoes. The Doukhobors use plain mashed potato. They add only salt into it, nothing else. Be sure you make them in advance, so that when you make your pies, your mashed potatoes is already cool. The next day the sour milk is ready. Here is what it looks like. Like this. It looks a little bit like sour cream. Now you should just take out the bread, because we don't need it anymore. And here our sour milk is ready to work with. Now we are going to make the dough for the pies. For it, you'll need like 4 cups of flour. Put them into the bowl. Make a small dip in the flour. And gradually, spoon by spoon, pour the sour milk into this dip. When you add like 3 or 4 tablespoons, start stirring it, adding another spoon when you need to make the dough. In the middle of the process, add to the dough 1 teaspoon of salt and approximately 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And again, stir it really well into the dough. When the dough becomes stiffer, you can take it out of the bowl, pour some flour on the table and start mixing the dough on the table. When the dough is ready, it is very stiff. It looks like this. If you press it with your finger, it will lift up quickly. It means that your dough is good. Now you have to spill some flour on the table, put your dough there and cover it with towel and leave it for 15 to 20 minutes to get ready. 20 minutes are over. Take the dough and cut the slice of it for our future pie. Knead it a little bit on the powdered with flour table, and then start rolling it with a rolling pin. Don't roll it too thin, because remember, you will need to roll it once again later. The piece of dough should be approximately 1 centimeter thin. Now we take the stuffing, potatoes. Take approximately 1 tablespoon or a little bit more and put it into the middle of our pie. I think we can add a little bit more. Like this. Now we have to tuck the edges. Now powder the rolling pin with flour. and roll the pie very, very thin. In case the edges go away, don't worry, just tuck them again and roll. Keep on rolling until our pie is very, very thin. Roll the pie until it's about 1 centimeter thin. Put the frying pan on fire and warm it until it's hot. The main peculiarity of Doukhobor pies is that you fry them without any oil or butter. Now our pan is hot. Take the pie and put it onto the pan and fry until it's brownish on both sides. Your pie should look like this. It should be a little bit brownish. When it's ready, put it onto the plate and butter it really, really well. Take lots of butter so that your pie is not dry, and butter it from both sides. From this side and from that side. You can use your hands or a knife like I do, or if you have, you can use a special cooking brush. This is what the pie should look like in the end. The Doukhobor pies are best with sour cream or sour milk. Try them and you'll see what the Doukhobors are like and why Doukhobors like them. Приятного аппетита!